What if the world told you you were incomplete? What if, before you ever took your first breath, life had already decided you would never run, never compete, never win? This is not a story about limit. This is a story about defying them. Born without legs, abandoned at birth, passed from home to home. The world saw a body that was missing something, but it never saw the fire that was there. You will hear the story of a boy who refused pity, a man who turned pain into power, and a spirit that outran every excuse ever made. This is the story of Zion Clark, the fastest man on two hands and the strongest soul you will ever meet. Zion Clark entered the world with silence, not celebration. He was born in Ohio with a rare condition called Caudal Regression Syndrome, meaning the lower half of his spine never developed. He had no legs, no pelvis, only a torso, two powerful arms, and a heart that beat with the ferocity of someone destined for impossible things. His biological mother, overwhelmed and unprepared, gave him up at birth, and so Zion's life began not in a warm home, but in the cold hallway of the foster care system that can crush even the strongest spirit. From his earliest memories, Zion was surrounded by children who carried scars on their bodies and shadows in their eyes. Many were abandoned, forgotten, or lost in a world that didn't know what to do with them. Zion was small, fragile-looking, different, and difference in a place like that is often a target. He was bullied, mocked, pushed aside. Some foster homes treated him as a burden. Others barely spoke to him. He moved from home to home like a suitcase no one wanted to unpack. But even as a child, Zion refused to believe he was broken. He learned to move with his hands, quickly, gracefully, like a creature born for motion. He learned to climb stairs by lifting his entire body, one step at a time. He learned to fall, and more importantly, to rise. Deep inside, he carried a quiet vow: I will not let the world decide who I am. But he didn't yet know that this determination, small and stubborn, would one day shake stadiums, break world records, and inspire millions. When Zion was still a young boy, something extraordinary happened. A woman named Kimberly Hawkins, a single mother, a fighter in her own right, a woman with a heart too large for her own chest, met Zion for the first time. She saw what no one else had seen, not a child without legs, but a child with fire. She looked into his eyes and saw intelligence, hunger, and a spirit unbroken by everything he had endured. So she did what no one else had done. She chose him. She welcomed him into her home. She became his mother in every way that matters. She gave him what every child needs: love, structure, belief, a place to call home. But she did not coddle him. When Zion complained that life was too hard, she told him, you can do anything, anything. You just need to try harder than the rest. And you can. Those words shaped him more than any physical training ever would. Kim pushed him to be independent. She pushed him to try. She pushed him to fail and to try again. Slowly, Zion began to understand something profound. His greatest limitation wasn't his body. It was the world's expectations, and he was ready to break them all. It happened almost by accident. In middle school, Zion wandered into a wrestling practice. The room smelled of sweat, vinegar, and determination. Boys slammed into the mud. Coaches shouted drills. Arms locked. Bodies fell. The sound was like thunder. Zion was mesmerized. Something about the intensity called to him. Something in his DNA. That primal urge to push, to fight, to prove. Ignited like a spark being dropped on gasoline. He asked the coach if he could try. Coach stared at him, uncertain. "You want to wrestle? Without legs?" Zion's answer was simple. "Watch me." The early days were brutal. He was too slow, too small, too inexperienced. He lost every match. Kids laughed. Spectators whispered. But Zion did what champions always do. He outworked everyone. He stayed after practice. He drilled for hours. He studied techniques, leverage, grip, angles. He learned to strike low, move fast, use his arms like pistons, and turn his unique body into an advantage no one could predict. And slowly, the losses turned into battles. Battles turned into close matches. Close matches turned into victories. He was no longer the kid without legs. He was Zion Clark, the fighter with a strategy, heart, and will stronger than steel. When Zion reached high school, he joined the wrestling team at Massillon, Washington High. There he met Coach Gil Donahue, a man who would become as important as to Zion as a father. Coach Gil didn't look at Zion and see limitations. He looked and saw potential. So he trained him like any other wrestler, but pushed him harder than everyone else. He would arrive early, lift weight with his arms until they shook, do pull-ups until his elbows burned, practice sprint on his hands until his palms bled. The team watched in disbelief. This kid, who had lost every match for years, was training like a man possessed. And then it happened. He won, then he won again, then again. Crowds erupted. Newspapers called him unstoppable. Opponents feared him. He became one of the top wrestlers in his division, not because he was born with the right body, but because he refused to surrender to the wrong expectations. If wrestling was his first miracle, track would be his second. One day, a coach challenged him. "Zion, try racing on your hands." Zion grinned. He began competing in track event, running on his hands with the speed of a machine, arms pounding the ground, body gliding like a human bullet. And soon he did the impossible. He broke the Guinness World Record for the fastest man on two hands. 4.78 seconds, 20 meters. History shattered. A man without legs beats the world. Zion decided to pursue college, wrestling at Kent State to Scarrows. His dream, not just to compete, but to win again. He trained relentlessly. Long nights, early mornings, thousands of pull-ups, thousands of push-ups, hands wrapped in tape, knuckles swollen, elbows aching. He didn't care, because he had a goal few dared to dream: compete in the Olympics. Not just in wrestling, but in wheelchair racing as well. 2 sports, 2 categories, 2 paths to gold. He wanted to become a multi-time Paralympic and Olympic champion. People told him it was impossible, but Zion had spent his entire life doing the impossible. In 2018, Netflix released a short documentary simply titled Zion. It followed his journey, the foster care system, the bullying, the heartbreak, the wrestling victories, the relentless drive. Millions of people watched, millions cried, millions felt like their excuses evaporate like mist in sunlight. Zion Clark became more than an athlete. He became a symbol of what human beings are capable of when excuses die and effort begins. Hollywood called, motivational stages called, schools called. Everyone wanted to hear the boy who refused to break. Zion's rise continued. He benched pressed incredible weight, began professional mixed martial arts training, competed in wheelchair races across the country. In 2022, he made history again. He became the first person without legs to compete in a sanctioned MMA match and win. No legs, no fear, no limit. Commentators called him a new kind of warrior, but Zion never cared about labels. He cared about one thing: winning, improving, pushing the edge of what the human spirit can do. With glory came pain. Zion still battles the trauma of childhood, the scars of rejection, the memories of nights alone, unwanted, unheard. He struggles, he cries, he questions. But when he remembers something his adoptive mother told him, you only lose when you stop trying. So he gets up again and again and again. Every day is a fight, but he fights it anyway. Not because he must, because he chooses to. Today, he trains with one dream burning in his chest: become a multi-time Olympic and Paralympic champion. Not just one gold medal, but many. Not just one sport, but multiple. He dreams of representing the United States on the world's greatest stage. And when he imagines standing there, middle ground around his neck, anthem in the air, he's not thinking of fame or applause or cameras. He's thinking of the boy in the foster home. The boy who was told he would never walk. The boy who was laughed at. The boy who cried alone in the dark. And he whispers to him, we made it. Because Zion Clark is proof of a truth most people never understand. Strength is not in the body. Strength is in the soul. And Zion's soul is unstoppable. Clark never asked for an easier life. He asked for a stronger self. And when the world said, you can't, he answered with speed, with sweat, with discipline, with faith. His story reminds us of a truth we often forget. Your circumstances don't define your destiny, your response does. So, the next time you feel tired, discouraged, or ready to give up, remember this. There is a man with no legs who ran faster than fear. A man who climbed higher than doubt. A man who proved that power is not in the body, but in the will. This was not just a story. This was a reminder. You are stronger than you think, and keep running toward the life you deserve. Thank you for watching.